House. Hilary Calvert will now make her maiden statement. I call on Hilary Calvert.
Mr. Speaker, today I stand before the House honoured to take my place as a Member of Parliament for ACT New Zealand. I pay tribute to those whose hard work and dedication over many years to the ACT Party and its principles have brought me here today. And I thank the electors who made the choice to vote for the ACT Party. I hope I can live up to your expectations. I also thank the people of Epsom who made strategic decisions which have supported the ACT Party in Parliament. Mahatma Gandhi in Young India in 1925 described the first of 7 social sins as politics without principles. And as the members who have and continue to share the privilege of being part of the government in New Zealand have had before me, I come before you with my own politics, informed by my own principles. There is no government independent of the people. Good government is the voice of the people. It has 3 roles: protection of its citizens, provision of communal services, and to give a hand up for those who have fallen through the cracks. What it cannot do is replace our hopes and dreams, our strengths and abilities. We are a country of immigrants, or people whose ancestors are immigrants. We and our ancestors came to New Zealand to make a better life for ourselves and our families. I have come to this House to pay respect to this background we all share and be part of making New Zealand a better place for all New Zealanders and for the generations to come. I am here today because of the support of my husband, my children, and my wider family and friends. I cannot thank them enough. I am very happy that my husband and children are here with me today. And I am sad because neither of my parents have lived to see this day. For all of us, our values and beliefs come first from the experiences we had as children at home. In my family, we were brought up to work hard, look after ourselves, and help others when we could. When I was born, I was the youngest of 4 children. By the time I was 10, I was the youngest of 6 children. During my childhood, my parents added 2 brothers to my family. These 2 brothers were some of the extra people my parents looked after in our home over the years. My father was a first-generation lawyer in Otago. I have followed in his footsteps, and my oldest daughter has now taken up the mantle. Having the privilege of practising as a lawyer has helped me to understand the vital role the laws of our country play in the well-being of our citizens and the development of a civil society. I served as a trustee of the Otago Central Rail Trail Charitable Trust from its beginning until earlier this year. When we first began as trustees of this trust, the farmers were concerned about townies coming and upsetting stock. The Honourable Warren Cooper had suggested to the owners on either side of the trail that maybe the best thing was to merge the railway land with the contiguous farms. Communities along the track were shrinking. The Department of Conservation was lukewarm, but prepared to go with the rail trail if there was enough community interest to support it. Now 15 years on, and the communities along the trail are revitalised. Farmers can now get a latte at a local cafe. Communities along the trail are growing, rural people are employed, and everyone is learning new skills for new opportunities to live and work in their local area. I am proud to have been able to contribute to this wonderful asset. As I thought about what I hope to bring to Parliament, I thought about how these experiences have helped me form my political principles. It is my belief that the people are strong when the government stays in its place. My family has taught me that a strong family unit with people helping and supporting each other is by far the best basis for a good society. The more the government interferes in a family, the less functional the family tends to become. The government, it turns out, cannot provide a stable, happy family life for any of us. Only we, the people, can do that. These days, children are not able to be offered a new family to grow up in, as two of my brothers were. Instead, we spend hundreds of thousands of dollars keeping children with their family of origin, the state intervening constantly in their situation, often with little useful effect. And the state, having intervened, cannot even keep the children safe. My parents also taught me that we are all responsible for the choices we make. When we teach our children to make their own decisions and to take responsibility for their own actions, we help lay the foundation for them to live a good and fulfilling life. We encourage the idea that we are masters of our own destiny. We allow ourselves to dream and to believe that we can make a difference in our own lives. We become whoever we choose, instead of victims of a world which does things to us. My work as a lawyer underpins my belief that the government should provide fair laws and universal laws. The picture of justice is the picture of a blind woman depicting the fundamental principle that justice is blind. These laws should support property rights, be clear, be predictable, and be the least they can be to achieve the objective for which they are made. For an example of how not to draft good laws, we need look no further than the bill which is intended to replace the Foreshore and Seabird Act of 2004. Every law has a purpose, and it seems the purpose of this one is to serve as an example to us all of how not to legislate. I was pleased today to hear the Attorney General say that he was able to look at amendments which will improve this bill hugely. But that the bill has proceeded this far must be worrying to all New Zealanders who have any understanding of what it proposes. As a rule of thumb, if you can't explain it on one page and make it open for informed debate, don't make a new law about it. My work with the Otago Central Rail Trail helped me understand that people will contribute much more when they are truly part of a project. If it had been left to the government alone, that rail trail would not be here today. Now the government is so pleased with the idea of rail trails that it is supporting many more kilometres of trails around New Zealand. The most successful of these will always be the ones which are supported at ground roots level. The Otago Central Rail Trail has progressed as a partnership between the community and the government. In my experience, the success of such partnerships stems from the community retaining a real and close relationship to the project. If a government agency takes something over, people become much less interested in making further contributions. The stark reality is this: when the government takes $1 from us and spends it, New Zealanders are likely to receive 60 cents in value. But if a community project gets $1 from the government and uses it as a base for inputs from the community, we will receive something like $10 in value. This alone is good reason not to siphon more money through the government than is absolutely necessary. Wealth without work is the second of Mahatma Gandhi's 7 social sins. As a lawyer, I have seen the effect that not having a job has on families. There is an economic effect which can be moderated. But the only way for people of working age to feel good about themselves is by making a contribution to their own journey through life, and for true fulfilment, contributing to the journey of others. This does not have to be as part of the paid workforce, but we all need to feel we are making a contribution. Wealth without work is a corrosive